Hello, gentlebeings, greetings, welcome to Live Oaks. Please set Live Oaks. Yay! Okay, do you want to see something amazing? Something so mind-numbingly flabbergasting that it may well cause your body to become bereft of life. You may literally die at the sheer wonder at what transpires in this game. Fair warning. So to start this game, I've decided that we have a medium tank advantage. And then we have no tier 10 mediums. We have two, Patton and Backchat, as well as the entire platoon, myself, J-Leg, and Ian being in T-41s, with 105mm autoloaders, 390 alpha damage, 2.22 seconds shell delay. We're remarkably overpowered. And so we're going to enforce our advantage over this flank because, logically speaking, we should be able to get to their base quicker than they can get to ours because mediums are faster than heavies, right? Yeah! Good, good. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, this poor sod in the IS-20 is probably... He's looked behind him and he's just like, what the fuck? And so, yeah, he's not having a good time. We've got a lot of our team on this flank, haven't we? However, that is not the amazing thing about this game. That comes later. And at this point, there's not really any quarrel in my mind about how much aggression we should mount on this flank, so me and most of the platoon, generally, we're going to get stuck in there as soon as we can, going straight over, because if we don't win this flank quickly, then the enemy team's going to be in our base and this game's going to be over before it even starts. Don't want to take unnecessary damage though. That Ian's up the front there doing his corporal kid business. And there's a pig! 0.66 accuracy in the 6.5 second aim time, 28 millimeters with AP shells. My god! It feels good to kill that. So, beginning to reload a premium clip, because now we're anticipating shooting long distance at heavies, because the heavies once spotted over here, the IS-4, the IS-7, so we know that they're probably pushing down the western flank to the base. Unfortunately, in that kerfuffle, we did lose the noble yet stupid IS-20, who valiantly attempted to hold back the enemy force on his own. It was epic. Michael Bay would be proud of that guy's demise. Alright, so we got the side of a 263 here. It's not actually famed for its armor, and we do get the pennon shot before he falls out of render. Start moving forward to think maybe I can still get shells in, but at the side of an IS-7 at distance, probably wouldn't even be worth taking the shots if I had them. We've got to focus up on base. Oh, there's a good candidate. That's 76mm of sidearm here. And the CGC seems remarkably perturbed by his ill-fated demise. I mean, dude, it was pretty obvious that that was going to happen from like the first 30 seconds in the game. So, I mean, situational awareness would have saved you there, not map spamming. My god, man. Okay, so enemy are at this moment debating between aggressive maneuvers and cap pressure. Looks like the majority of them, apart from yet another noble and valiant IS-20, have decided that aggression is the better part of valor. Meanwhile, J-Egg, up on the north of the map with that Batchat, is trying to contest against the 268 and the IS-7, but they are fighting up on the low ground over there. We have domination over base, but we've got an IS-7 who's just sat in the middle of it. He won't last long against the kind of firepower that's shooting back at him. We've got to remember as well that the enemy still have RT in play. And that is a big advantage. We have no RT, the enemy have two. Two ginormous scum-filled pigs bearing down upon the most valuable targets. Now, coming up here, I'm trying to sync up with Ian so that he doesn't get rushed, and so that when he's reloading, we can still have a presence in that corner to support the pattern. Other flank is still making me nervous. You can see that T-28 moving slowly along the north. We come around just in time from Napa WZ, who was after a bit of surprise butt sex with our pattern. Now, we've got a light tank coming up behind us, the Black Dog, and it's kind of making me more and more confident in going in and finishing off these guys so that we can go back and help our northern squad, Jade Egg and that Batchat, for example, attack the enemy base. However, at this point in the game, there was miscommunication going on between us and TeamSpeak. I thought that this gentleman beside me here was Jade Egg, when in fact Jade Egg was over there, being violently molested by an IS-7 and all manner of other things. No doubt Artie, because he's Jade Egg. But you can imagine how the disharmony that created within us when Jade Egg was telling me he was loaded, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's go, cool. So there's a bit of timing miscommunication here. I'm looking for the overmatch on that IS-4 because I know at that angle I will not pen him. I've got 255mm of pen with premium shells on this tank, which is not great, and Ian's going to pick up the last of the IS-20s in this game. T4 got a bit too aggressive and goes down. There goes the IS-20. So now we can go back, sync up with our team and help. Although no, we can't, because the enemy team have just finished off the last of our team that was attacking their base. So a very interesting game, to be honest. It started off with an aggressive push up the east, but both teams sort of went completely around each other. Didn't lose much in the initial push. We lost an IS-20, enemy lost an E-75. Like, it was fair game, really, and each team fell back and dealt with their base defense very, very well, and now we're trying to continue, sighting an IS-7 at distance. 255mm of pen, but with the accuracy of this gun, it just was never likely that I was going to find that magical point that you need to hit on the side of the IS-20, just below the spaced armor and above the tracks. Now, 5100 is retreating. He's not dumb enough to be staying out there while he knows that there's 268 coming down on his tail. So we're hoping at this point, myself and Ian, that the enemy will fall into a trap. We've got about, it's somewhere around 3,000 damage in the clips between us. Add the 5100 to that, it goes up to like 4,800 damage that we can put out. So we're seeing this Black Dog YOLO up aggressively, and we're thinking, okay, maybe he'll act as a bait. Maybe he'll lure 268 or something. We can get something for free. However, the Black Dog really isn't all that interested in playing passively, as we're going to see here. He's just going to completely YOLO in a second or two, which is not going to do good things for his health, and I'm trying to tell him in chat to be careful. I mean, you may look at this game and think it's fairly even, but we are at a massive, massive disadvantage here. The enemy have 3 tier 10s, we are 1, and the enemy have 2 tier 9 and 8 arty. And I got a T-28, which has an amazing gun, and the enemy is more defensively orientated. 268, T-28, and arty. If we attack into them, we're dead, which is why me and Ian are sat back here hoping that they'll overextend, that they'll get greedy, that they'll try and push someone out so that we can get the advantage, get the damage that we need to then be able to push in and just take the blunt on the nose, get into close quarters where we can outflank, use our okay mobility, and really get the advantage that we need. But that's not going to happen with this Black Dog, who's a very, very valuable tank in this match. He's because neither team has a scout if he dies. He's a massive advantage, and he's just completely thrown his life away. And I'm telling him, chat, not to do it, but it doesn't reach him. Now, gentlemen, prepare to be amazed. Prepare yourselves for wonderment. So, me and Ian know that it's fruitless attacking down the 9 line. It's just a completely linear passageway. We'll get shot to hell by TDs and RT, and we'll be dead as soon as we move. We've got to approach from the tower, because at least then we have cover. So, syncing it up with our team, keep an eye on chat here, because just everything that happens is absolutely incredible. I'm going to put it in double speed so that our communication does not take the entire game. You might care to observe the clock at this point, actually. 5 minutes left. 5 minutes to dig out 3 tier 10s, 2 RT, and another tier 8 tank destroyer. That's a tall order when you're relocating with a speed limit of 43.5, I think. But we're going to put ourselves in order of health when approaching the tower. We don't know if the enemy have exposed themselves. I mean, you've got to assume that they're playing very defensively, which is one of the reasons we're relocating. We were on that eastern flank long enough to decide that the enemy was not going to advance towards us. So we've got to find an innovative way of approaching them, one that will not get us killed. So, approaching together, I'm leading at the moment. I think we're going to swap in a bit because Ian does have more health. Yes, indeed. So, communicating with my team, I'm trying to make a plan in chat. The 5100 is the least valuable tank among us, and he's also got the most health. So we're going to be playing him up front, taking the brunt of the hits. He can take both of the hits from those 2 tier 10 TDs with the health that he's got. So, just trying to get a good opportunity, and the pattern is going to feed a lovely shot into that guy. And there's the 263. Lovely spots by the 5100, and we're going to find that beautiful shot into the lower plate of the 260. And already wonderful result, and the RT are opening up, shaving 500 bloody hit points off of Ian. It didn't even hit him, and 500 off of me. And I'm typing in chat, trying to communicate to the 5100, because now what we want to do is get someone in close. We need to know where these guys are, and not only that, we're all spotted over here. The brunt of our forces are spotted over here against tanks like RT, 268s, IS-7s that really benefit from knowing where you're coming. We've got to switch up the angle. So we're sending the 5100 in the low ground to try and get them to face another direction. The objective is that even if that 5100 dies, he's going to be getting vision, making them turn their guns, making the RT turn so that we can cover the land on the A line to get from here to there without dying. Because right now the 268 and the IS-7 are both aimed down this way, waiting for us to approach, because that's where we're last spotted. So, just a matter of time. We've got to wait and see what the 5100 can do. He's poking about, seeing what he can get. Myself and Ian Patton are just waiting, watching. And there goes the 2-minute marker. 2 minutes left on this game. We've got 2 tier 10 vehicles to dig out as well as the RT, but we can very easily slip this away. Every single one of us except the 5100 is a one-shot, and we're all massing up together behind this building. I keep telling Patton to follow me so we're all together and ready. And there we go. That is our cue. 5100 lights up the IS-7, and instantly everyone here is going to move. That's our cue. The enemy are turning their guns. We've got to move now, or we're going to lose the opportunity. We don't know how long the 5100 is going to be able to survive there. The Patton's taking pot shots, but we have to cross this open land as quickly as we possibly can. Close the distance to the enemy so that we can control and dictate the combat. And this has just worked absolutely beautifully. The 5100 is still hanging about over there, just dancing, weaving between weapons. And I think the 268 and the 07 were under the impression that all of us had relocated over there, and Ian picks up 268 after he misses his shell. I'm going to put that out here, and I don't care that I die at this stage. My gunner has been knocked out anyway. Some people need to take the hits in this situation. There are 45 seconds left on the clock. Patton puts one into the FE, and Ian's going to come around and get pasted all over the map by the M40. And the Patton at this point does not realise that the M40 has just taken a shot and killed Ian. There's 25 seconds left, and me and Ian are trying to convince him to go around and kill her. And there we go, with 20 seconds left on the clock. Gentlemen, I give you one of the finest displays of teamwork that I've ever seen in a random game. Absolute privilege to be a part of this game and to play it with these guys. Truly was awesome. And you know what? These guys aren't exceptional players. They're not guys that you would look at on your team and think, oh yes, I can absolutely rely on them to do what needs to be done at this particular moment in time. The 5100's Joe Average. 50, 1000 WN8. 51% 1.5. You know, they're not amazing players, but they have a better attitude to the game than 95% of the arrogant, stat-obsessed asshats that are all popular and arrogant and would not do this kind of teamwork in a million years. I feel privileged to have played this game with them, and hopefully it will restore your faith in World of Tanks random teams. I hope so. So, gentlemen, till next time, farewell.